What's going on? Welcome to Asian Cosell. So, yes, we're going to talk about Jalen Hurts, who got the Super Bowl MVP award for his work. But ESPN, they say otherwise. So that's the thing. Upset with Jalen Hurts' skin color and black quarterback narrative. There we go. So, yep, once again, this ESPN cannot stop celebrating that a black quarterback won the Super Bowl again. Black excellence. Okay. ESPN said in an initial expose that the Super Bowl result, Jalen Hurts joins Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson, Doug Williams, and the only black quarterbacks to win a Super Bowl. So the network then uploaded a graphic of Hurts and the phrase Black History Always, referencing the company's initiative to celebrate Black history every month. It should just be American history, right? But yeah, some of you folks would be like, no, it's a black man's history. No, it's an American history. But hey, talk shows like First Take, Sports Center was enamored with Hurts' ability to lead the team as a what black man instead of just a good quarterback that could do his job. But someone named Martin Z. Johnson, a user of Blue Sky, then published an article on ESPN homepage which he ranked all the black quarterbacks heading into next season. Hurts' performance, 293 yards, three touchdowns, was a cherry atop yet another season of black excellence among the league's quarterbacks, the article begins. So when you think of the best players at the position, it's no longer like a crypto conference where one Mark Andrews drop away from black quarterbacks taking all four spots in the conference championship game. While we understand was overly excited to blame a white guy, Mark Andrews, for ruining the hopes of seeing four black quarterbacks compete in conference championship weekend, he has his facts wrong. So had Lamar Jackson and Andrews connected on a 2-point conversion, the Ravens would have only tied the Bills in that divisional playoff matchup, and Buffalo would have received the ball tied 27 with 133 remaining and multiple timeouts. According to ESPN's real-time data, the Bills would have had about a 70 chance of winning that game in that scenario. If not, the game would have headed to overtime. So Outtake contacted the author of the piece and Anscape, PR rep, Mac Hulu, to ask if the outline plans to correct this error. Neither has responded. So, yeah. So that's the thing. Okay, that's great. The era of the black quarterback can, Lamar Jackson complete for his first ever conference finals. Jalen Daniels, Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, Dwayne Bray asked, but no one Anscape articles is so freaking lights on facts. Put simply, a black quarterback winning the Super Bowl shouldn't be a story in 2025. It should be a story in when 88, when Doug Williams became the first black quarterback do so. That was 36 years ago. But moreover, a black quarterback started a Super Bowl winning team for each of the past three seasons. Yep, Mahomes twice and Hurts. At what point does ESPN move past seeing these quarterbacks as black and just as good quarterbacks? Because, and at what point have enough black quarterbacks won Super Bowls that it need to not be the headliner day after, ever since, Doug Williams. I remember watching that. As Jason Whitlock reported, a number of black superback winning quarterbacks is consistent with a number of black people in America. And 35 quarterbacks have won a Super Bowl. Four of them are black. So 12% of American players won 11% of the Super Bowls. When the race idolater be satisfied? No, because this is what divides the people. 35 quarterbacks have won a Super Bowl. Yeah, and this is what Whitlock said, and then yeah, and then NFL teams supposedly dismissed black quarterbacks 40 years ago. If that's true, that's awful. But luckily, the NFL corrected that problem some 30 years ago. Black quarterbacks should not inherit internal victim status because a supposed injustice took place in the 80s. So yeah, and it's also be inciting to Jalen Hurts to see ESPN turn his career defining into a grift to further its racial agenda. Despite how they are covered, it's like Hurts, Jackson, Mahomes have shown no interest in embracing a role in a race war. They don't want to be seen as black quarterbacks. They want to be seen as great quarterbacks. And us three are Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Jalen Daniels, CJ Stroud, and Justin Herbert. And the sports media should celebrate the strength of quarterback play in the NFL. Said ESPN is fixated on, yep, the skin colors of our great quarterbacks. And ultimately articles ranking black quarterbacks into heading 20 are not progressive but regressive. Articles like that demand fans see players through a racial scope and the opinions of them based on their race. Race clowns like Martensi Johnson and Chris Canty have actually made black quarterbacks less likable to the fault of the players. Fans, including me, rooted against Lamar Jackson, the players, not because we have anything against Jackson, but now of how obnoxious his fanboys in the media are. And of course, yeah, one couldn't blame for rooting a white quarterback next season simply to avoid this type of coverage like ESPN displays every time a black quarterback wins a Super Bowl. The coverage is exhausting, decisive, and wholly unnecessary. Yeah, we got to the point where, yeah, there's tons of black quarterbacks, but this is a time and place to recognize the history of ours in it. But at the time, it's and place is not every week, every time a black quarterback succeeds. It's time to move on. So yeah, so these are now, some good. We have a lot of good quarterbacks, but yeah, again, it's not like Doug Williams, back in the days. And I remember watching that game, the Super Bowl. So, yeah, where he scored, what, 5 touchdowns in the second quarter? So, yeah, we can get beyond that. So, even if it was okay, and if I was going to say, okay, like, the Marcus thing, or the Asian quarterback, I'm not going to even care. I know, like, there's a channel like, oh, yeah, Asians did this because they're oppressed. No, no, they're good basketball players. They're good football players. We have a lot of Asian American football players. So, yeah, it's like, who cares? They're good football players. We can get beyond this, you know, race thing, but some of you guys, in my comments can't. Some of you guys in the comments are like, oh, anything I talk about, oh no. And yeah, we don't need another national anthem. There's one. Even if I say, okay, even if there's an Asian, I'd be against it. Or Hispanic, I'd be against it because we have the Star Spangled Banner too. So, yep, I just love the comments and the interaction. But same thing here. It's just an obvious thing with, Jalen Hurts, we have the quarterbacks. So they should be celebrated as great quarterbacks. Patrick Mahomes, great quarterback. I don't think about their skin color, but only in America. Oh, or ESPN has to placate to that. So just a thought. All right. So if any of you enjoyed any of this content, please give me the HKO special. Help the king out. Hit the like, subscribe, and comment. And wherever you are, stay safe. And I'll see you in my next video.